Good evening and welcome. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to Analyze This Mess because somebody has to say it. It's D for default clips. Well, before we get into anything else, and maybe this will be my broadcast for tonight, I want to take a quick moment to clear something up. Because I believe in owning my platform and setting things right. Some of you may have noticed a short clip that was posted today. It came from an AI tool in StreamYard Clips. And how it works, it automatically generates highlights from my live stream. I'll show you. In that clip, a thumbnail popped up showing a viewer who was in the chat. I want you to know I didn't choose that image. I didn't even realize the AI pulled it until afterward. It wasn't intentional, it wasn't a setup, and it definitely wasn't meant to make anyone uncomfortable. That's why tonight I'm calling it D for default clip, because sometimes the algorithm grabs the moment, and sometimes we have to take the moment back. I've looked at it in my studio editor tonight, just before the broadcast, not too long before the broadcast, because I want to be upfront about it. That's what standing on truth looks like. I respect my viewers and I value your trust. Okay. So, before I even play any intro music, or maybe I'll do that because it's 11:13. Hey, I want to show you. Yeah. And when I saw it, I actually thought it was, just a random picture. And sometimes, um, I will create shorts. And it's using, let me just show you. Let's pull this one up. I pulled a picture of a video, like when I finish a live. And let me just remove the name at the bottom. You can see there, let me just make it a little bit larger. After the video is processed, a content creator who's using this can go in and either edit and select a short that they create themselves. I could show you how that's done, but I'm just showing you this. Or you can select shorts and reels. It's called AI clips. And you can turn your broadcast into shareable highlights with one click. So how it's done is click the blue button, generate, and it generates the shorts for you. Okay. Once it's generated, you can download it to your studio so it can be uploaded, you know, as one of your shorts. I also pulled and you'll be able to see the actual, because I went through it. I said, no, how did it even happen? Because really, this is, I didn't know it pulled from my audience, but it's because I pulled up a comment from It's Not Me. I did not recognize right away that that was her. I didn't. And the first time I was notified of it, it was my moderator, Vicky, sent me on, on IG, Instagram. I was out. And I think I said to her, no, um, I just answered the question that it wasn't someone else, that she picked up on that it was. I said, no, it's just, a random picture. And then when I got back, came back and looked into it, and I saw comments. And I'm like, really? So it pulled the photo. It must like the photo and thought it would work for the short. Now, I went into my studio. Okay. I'm going to pull it up like this. And I have some options. I can either one of the things I could do is I could remove the video, or I can, because the entire video short, which is 26 seconds, has It's Not Me's avatar, well, her photo, in the video. So I can select blur, you see, like a face blur or custom blur over the image. One of the things that I didn't know that I have an option to do, at least it says it in my studio, not this picture. Let me see if I can pull the other. I just made a photograph of it because I don't want to pull up my studio. Hold on. Is I can replace, it says that I can replace my thumbnail picture, but I have to use my mobile app. And I went into my studio on my phone, and I didn't see where I could do it, but this would be the first time I'm trying to replace something on my phone. I didn't even know we could do it because for a while, using shorts, YouTube wouldn't even allow you. They would randomly select a thumbnail for your short. So let me see if I pulled it. Hang on. Yeah, I'm just showing you inside of this, the video detail. Now let me show it to you. All right. So right at the bottom, which this is new for me, says you can change the thumbnail on the YouTube mobile app right there at the bottom. So I'm going to try and do that. All right. If I can't do that, then I will blur out the image. Okay. Now, DForDefaultClips. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. I'll be right back. All right. So let me look at your comments. And again, my apologies to It's Not Me. How that happened. It's the AI clip tool. It pulls randomly. The software scans the live stream for highlight moments. Sometimes it picks images from chat overlays or guest windows. I didn't know. It was never intentional. I didn't select the clip, I'm just reiterating, and I didn't pick the image. Yeah, it wasn't posted with any personal aim. So you caught it, Vicky caught it, and I will correct it. And I brought it straight to my audience tonight. Yeah. And I appreciate my audience and will always address concerns directly with respect. Okay. And then I told you the options that I have to do so. Yes. Now, let me look at your comments. Yeah. Yeah, it's not me. Yeah. You got highlighted. Yeah. How about that? You know what? Let me just show you this. I had the video up too. Yeah. It could have picked let me see. I think Cups was just before then. It could have picked Polly. Look, I didn't even know that. But it picked It's Not Me. Yeah. Could have picked Love Wins. I just didn't know. How about that? So, auto generate. Okay. Now I'll read some of your comments. And yeah, as I said, it's D for default clips and whatever else I might, want to say in this segment because of the lateness of the hour. I see my moderators, both Baby Juju and Vicky Black. Good evening to both of you. Also, Cups of Conversation. Sharon is not me. Viva. Who else? Rye. Mm, Those of you I know in the bushes. Mhm. Oh, yeah. Vicky says, we know you don't mean it. I, no one would come just like this. I mean, yeah, it was, yeah. I don't even know. I didn't even think that people might start spinning things, but, you know, yeah, people can do a lot of things, but that's not me. So, yeah. I see Victoria and who else that I see? All right. So the judge still has not come back with a ruling. And now I'm wondering, not, not a lot, but after, 6 weeks, as I said before, it was running the response as, we're coming back pretty quickly, within 2 weeks, I would say. But this ruling, when she makes it, obviously she has other things. There are criminal cases. There, she does go into court. Yeah. And then there are days when she's not. And I don't know what her caseload is. I don't know what she's looking at. I know the case is not dismissed because there would have been at least that as a ruling or a recommendation. I think because if the magistrate judge, who is Judge, I believe it's Stafford, I wanted to say her first name, I believe it's Elizabeth Stafford, on a dismissal, I'm just thinking the district judge, I don't know if it would have to, who is going to make that decision to move forward, if it's a recommendation, whatever the case, because there's different things that could be. I don't even know how exactly it will be resolved. I don't. There are different options, I think. Mhm. Of course, I ask for, based on what I filed in my brief, response, is that the case move forward. That's what I'm hoping. The judge moves this case forward. It's critical. And again, there are two thresholds that have to be satisfied in order to resolve it. So, whatever resolving means to the judge, she said these it has to be resolved. Okay? This is my third pass at, or the judge has asked for show cause. Okay? I put a lot into it. It's very serious. And I hope that she is weighing, and I, I I'm certain that she is, weighing everything. At least in my mind, I'm certain, because she's a judge. But I don't know. I don't know if there has been something filed in the background. I don't. Like something that would have been a letter, something sealed, something outside influence. I hadn't really thought about that until someone mentioned it, I think, in the chat. So I'm not really, I mean, I mention it tonight because it was put out there. But I think this is just going to take some time. It's the seriousness of it. And it involves, you know, an anonymous individual. Mhm. And likely, she could be reviewing, she could be reviewing the entire case on both sides. I don't know. Whatever she rules, however it goes, I'm going to have to deal with it, right? Because I'm the plaintiff and I'm the individual who responded to her order. That's what I'm waiting on. Mhm. That's what I'm waiting on. Yeah. So this weekend, I may take a break because tomorrow's, Friday. It's another week, you know. And if the ruling doesn't come in tomorrow, I wait. That's all I can do. That's all I can do is wait. Now, there, this is an aside. As far as activity that was going on after the order was given, that was on May 22nd, there has been activity by that defendant. In another case, in another one she filed, in the case that's here in that I filed. Okay. So this defendant, not upon request, the judge had not, in my case, given any order on May 22nd, except to John Doe, and John Doe responded, it corrected, and Judge Levy has already responded to that filing, John Doe's filing. Yes. He filed 63 and she responded in 72, which was just after Danielle 71, and she filed, Danielle filed that, the defendant. '71, right after, a few days after. And she called it a supplement to my show cause. The judge didn't give her an order to do that. No. I don't know if that... I don't know how the judge is going to look at that. Right now, the priority would be, because John Doe, he has gotten his response. Okay. Would be a response to my filing. Whether or not, she's weighing everything after that, I don't know. But the defendant has filed twice since I filed. Okay? We've talked about that. Also, so that's in my case. Where else has this defendant moved? This defendant had not responded to the other filing here in federal court until after the judge in my case had given me that order. Unrelated. But I'm talking about the timing. I looked up that case just to see, because I was inserted in one of her filings, my name. And allegations were made on the record in that other case. This came after the defendant had not shown up since Miss Smith, or I'll say the plaintiff Smith, had filed her case, and it was served on Danielle through the U.S. Marshal Service. She hadn't even responded. What made her suddenly respond? What? It had been 6 months. Mhm. What made her respond during that interval right after? And then also put my name in that case in the same, I'll say, federal court, Eastern District. Okay. Also, the defendant filed a lawsuit in California district against another content creator, Miss, I believe is Kakoi or Kakao Magic, the plaintiff, and then strategically withdrew that lawsuit. All of that activity after, unrelated, but after. So this defendant moving around, doing a lot, making accusations without any evidence, and it's false, against me in another lawsuit that had been filed. And I have not made any movement on that. Okay. But that too shouldn't be in another lawsuit. False, unsubstantiated filings. I haven't read, I don't even know. I think that there was a response from the plaintiff on that filing, but I don't know what she said because I haven't read it. But I believe there's something in the docket. And then there was this letter or something or another. So I don't know if any of that would, I just don't know. I don't know what I don't know. Baby Juju said, wow, I didn't realize it was that long. Yeah. It's been that long since what, November, I believe. So Kimberly filed last year like I did, but she filed, I believe it was in August, like the end of August. Okay. And by the time she got, went through it, got it served, and then, she went back and forth because I was following it at that time. She filed for default, and then that was rejected, or what would be the word? I'll just say it wasn't Um, it was, wow, I hate to pull it up again. Let's, the clerk had signed it, and then it got put back. Okay. And that happened, I think it was like 2 or 3 times. To finally, she made a correction and filed for default judgment, you know, and that's where it sits right now. But since that time, that's what I'm going from. 6 months. Count it. Right? December, January, February, March, April, May, June. Hey, it's not me. There's that beautiful picture. I talked about you earlier. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there it is. I better not do it short. Now I'm really looking. Now I can see how it happened. Yeah. But Danielle had not responded. And so Kimmy's case, she would be in default. Okay. Let me answer that question for you. You weren't here at the beginning, I don't think so. But since you're here, I need to pause and address it. First of all, it's not me. Yes, your picture, your was put up. My apologies to you directly and how it happened. It was AI generated. I used a feature in StreamYard where, let me just show you, where I selected generate a clip. Okay. And what it did, it generates highlights, okay, of my broadcast. And what else did I show? Taking this because it appeared in, I pulled it up just like I'm pulling you up now. All right. So let me explain so it makes sense. The AI clip tool, it pulls randomly. The software scans live streams for highlight moments. And sometimes, and this time, it picks image from the chat overlays or guest window. I didn't know that. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't a setup. And it definitely wasn't meant to make anyone or you uncomfortable. The algorithm, it says, sometimes it grabs these photographs. It might grab a picture of someone in the chat or something different. Okay. I was first notified of it. My moderator, noticed it. I was out on today when I saw it. She notified me on Instagram, and I told her. I said, "No, that's just a random picture." Yeah. Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do, and I showed it to my audience. I can either blur out the face, the picture. Mm, let me just put this back up. I can remove it totally. I can blur out the image, or there's an option which I didn't know is I can replace the thumbnail. So I'm going to do one of those, all right? But the picture is a lovely picture. Didn't I didn't realize it was your picture. That shows you how much. One of the things, I didn't catch it. Someone caught it for me. I was out. Yeah. And then I saw the responses when I got back. Yeah. So we will get that corrected. Yeah. It says, oh, thank you. No need to apologize. But I want to be forthcoming. And like I said to my audience, I will always, yeah. It's about building trust and addressing concerns directly and respectfully. And I appreciate you and I appreciate my audience always. Yeah. So I will correct that. So as I was saying, the 6 months, yeah, that's what I was counting when I said 6 months just now. Yeah, thank you, Polly. I'm glad it didn't say very much more, right? Than what it did say on that. Um, but yes, so it has been 6 months. And defendant Danielle, in 2 cases here in Detroit. Well, that one she hadn't responded to. And suddenly she responds with, because I haven't read it, I really haven't read her response. But from what I could see, with a similar response about not properly served, you know, and jurisdiction. Well, I believe she's past that timeline on that case. And since we're talking about it, I'll just mention my first time when I sent the summons and complaint, it was, with a registered letter, the card where it's return receipt, signature. Ben signed my card that was sent. Okay. When the U.S. Marshals served on the same location, the registered agent, Ben signed that one too. Okay. She has a different judge. She had a U.S. Marshal because of a different situation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Danielle ignored that one. Mhm. There's 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 a couple of things I could say, but I'll leave it at that. I just ask why. All of a sudden, she's responding. Mhm. After she's been engaged in, responding and actually in litigation. Mhm. She's been litigating. She has. She's filed multiple times. And so had John Doe. Mhm. Yeah. What made her decide now? Because. Is it because? Oh, there's, different reasons. Because there's a case, maybe visibility. I don't know. I have no idea. Hmm. But her injecting my name in that case, which I haven't responded to because that's over there. I'm dealing with my case. And now, because I'm waiting, I don't even want to, you know, I don't want to, I don't want to do anything until the judge makes a ruling. This is that important. I'm following. I'm following orders. But this defendant, she's moving around, just doing a lot. Mhm. Yes, and I'll just put it like that. She's doing a lot. And I don't know if the judge sees that or not. I don't. I won't give you all of my, thoughts on it. Legally, I don't know if some of the things that she's filing are in order or out of order. But she's doing a lot. And I think it's strategic to derail the case, my case, the other case, whatever she's doing. I don't think it's helping the situation. No, I don't think it's helping. It's midnight. Yeah. Well, so much more could be said on that. And again, it's not me. My apologies for that AI generated clip, D for default clip. Yeah, it pulled your picture. Yeah, but I will. Um, I I'll first try to change the thumbnail. And then if I can't figure that out, on my phone, if it doesn't give me that option, then I'll blur it. Okay. But yeah, she's doing a lot. And I don't know if what she's doing I'll just say it like this. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm just talking about what I know about. In any related case, I don't think that would affect, what's going on in my case. I don't think so. But I mention it. Okay. I don't know. But if someone's doing something behind the scene to try to obstruct or interfere, I don't know what's going. I think the judge is doing her due diligence to, make a ruling on this. That's all I can. That's really what I think is, I think she's weighing everything. But I don't know. Yes, it's a beautiful picture, isn't it, Vicky? That's when I saw it. Because I know people think looking at their avatar closely and that. When I saw it, oh wow, all right. It's getting the views. But my shorts I get good views on my shorts. But the picture, I thought, wow, that's a nice picture. Yeah. Melissa 37, Petty LaBelle says, dun, dun, dun. This is the plaintiff, Danielle Robertson, dun, 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 dun. She's, I don't know. I haven't said she's guilty of not that word, of which she has proven. Dun, dun, dun. I know she's watching everything, and I definitely know she is spinning and distorting my commentary. I'll put it like that. And making it a point to put it on record as a paper trail, because that's what she does. I hope the judge sees through this, but I don't know. She has to go by the law. So I really don't know how this is going to go. Yeah. All right. It's 12:04. Anything else? You can email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. I plan to come on tomorrow. Yeah. Maybe by noon. Let's see. It's not me to Vicky says, I change my pictures so much. I'm usually Sierra. Wait a minute. Throw it up. If I make a short. Sierra, Cat Williams, Olivia Pope. Oh, really? You have different avatars or different pictures that you use? Okay. Yeah. Platter, good evening, says, of course she is. Anything to discredit you, Teddy. And yes, she is absolutely making that a point to do. She said she can persuade the judge. I've been looking, I haven't spent enough time, but I've got to find that video where she says if she ever comes before the judge that she's going to be able to persuade the judge. She's always persuaded people throughout her life. I want to find that where she says it. Yeah. Mhm. And she says she always wins. And for her, and I have to say this because I have the receipts and experience with her. Winning for her is everything. Whatever it takes to win, it's everything. It's just about winning. If she has to lie, she will lie. And I'm using that specifically, and I can stand on it with receipts. That's not defamation. She has said she is a liar. She has said she lies. If she says she lies, and she can be that bold, and then she explains the reason why she does it is because she's anonymous and she can get away with it. It's her words. I could pull the video and let you hear it for yourself. She said, I lied. She admits she lies to YouTube. She admits that she's lied on documents. She doesn't care. She said she gives 2 F's. She said, I'm anonymous. Who's going to check me, boo? I'll wait. That's her words. Funny, she won't say that in her filings. But I have. That's why I put up, who gon' check me, boo? So she's trying, because the judge doesn't know her history like I do. She's going to put that up. Okay? From my post. That's disinformation if you're not going to be transparent about it. She wants the judge to believe I'm saying who's going to check me, boo. No, Danielle Robertson has said it multiple times, even to the judge in the recording that I have. Who going to check me, boo? She said it to the lawyer. She said it to the police. She said it to anyone. She said it because she's anonymous. Who? That's everybody. Who gon' check me, boo? I'll wait. Still waiting. That's what she says. She says she's the bad girl. Danny Montana. Modeled after Tony Montana. The fictional character. Yeah, she calls herself the bad girl. Mm-hmm. You've heard her. I'm sure you've heard her. She calls herself the bad girl. In her Danny Montana or Tony Montana kind of voice. Mm-hmm. Like emphasis, I should say. Mm-hmm. Facts. And I have all those receipts. And people need to hear it. Tony Montana. You know what? That fictional character. At one time I did something did a video and she struck it. It was a clip. She wasn't in it. She strikes everything. Uh-huh. Yeah, I believe she struck that one. Yeah. She struck so many, it's just, I've lost count. Anyway, there's Christy. Yeah. Anything else? Anything else? Let me just check my email real quick. Oh, thank you for a Cash App someone just sent me. I won't mention the name. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah. All right. That will do it for me. It's 12:12. Biggest bear hugs go out to the Grizzlies and the Honey Bears. Please hit the like on your way out. But it's time to say goodnight. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.